Someone recently told me that it's so difficult for logic to prevail over emotions because once we get emotionally involved in anything, it's difficult for logic to actually have its way. Welcome to Broken Not Shattered. This is your host, Ike Webily. Today we have a very interesting story. My guest, she'll introduce herself in a few minutes, has been able to overcome a certain level of challenges. They say when life throws you a lemon, catch it, cut it, and then turn it into lemonade. She has done exactly that. Welcome for the first time, hopefully not the last time, my guest, Miss Oluchi. Hi, Oluchi. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Ike, and
Good.
you? I hope you're fine too.
Fine. Yes, we're well. Please introduce yourself to our guests and our audience.
Okay, I am Oluchi Sonia Oluchi, aka Queen Ideas, the CEO of Snapdragon Consulting Limited, a social media specialist and author, the host for With Queen Ideas, a disability and lifestyle content creator slash influencer, an aspiring TEDx speaker, living with physical disabilities as a result of muscular dystrophy. Happy to
Wow.
be here.
Thank you. That's a lot you have going on there, Queen. This is very interesting. You said you are a digital marketing consultant. You are an influencer. You're a writer. You have your own host your own show, and you are also an advocate for those with disability and a prospective TEDx speaker. So you're hoping to one day be able to speak at TEDx, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's see. I pray that your dream comes true, and let me know when the day is happening,
Amen.
and we'll be there cheering you on. Um, Tell me a little bit about
Thank you,
Queen's
sir.
ideas. How did you come up with the concept of Queen's ideas?
Okay. Queen Ideas is my personal brand. It's not Queen's idea. Queen Ideas. It's
Oh,
a
Queen idea.
combination of Queen, yes, and ideas. So I'm a person with so many ideas. Many a times I come up with ideas for every kind of challenge that I come across, even when it's the challenge is not mine. As long as I am involved, I'm able to come up with ideas on how to navigate the challenge and or a project. I'm able to come up with ideas to make the project come out excellently well. So I'm just filled with ideas. So that's how the name was coined, Queen. And I'm also the only girl in my family. I have six brothers, so they often call me their queen. So Queen and then Ideas combined together. That's how the name was coined as Queen Ideas. So I've been using that name for more than 6, 7 years now.
Wow,
Yes. So that's my personal brand.
awesome, Queen ideas, and it's also it's part of it was supposed to be part of a podcast. You said
Yes. My show talk show is called With Queen Ideas.
okay,
With, yeah, the W starts with small letter, with Queen Ideas. So if I'm having you on my show, it will be Ike with Queen Ideas. If I'm having any other
okay.
person, the person with Queen Ideas. So I'm a very talented conversationalist. So, and I'm very passionate about people who leverage their talents and social media to make progress in their life with focus on women. Okay, not like I don't also talk to men who are doing well
But
too with their
you're
talent, but
talking to
my
one now.
focus is on women because I noticed that women. Yes, because I noticed that women usually take the backstage when it comes to technology and social media. So I want more women to believe in themselves and use their God-given potentials to become self-sufficient, especially now that social media it's making things a lot easier. Yes, so that's what the show is
Wow.
about. That's what the show is about. I bring women who are already doing it to come and share their story to inspire other younger women out there to follow suit.
It's perfect timing for us at Broken Not Shattered to have a guest like you. This month we've been talking about wellness and health throughout the show. And the aim basically is to make sure that, you know, anyone who is our guest is talking about something to do with health and wellness. But tomorrow, next month, which is March, is Women's Month. And we hope to bring in a lot of women who will talk about almost a similar thing that you just mentioned right now. So you are the perfect one to end the month because we're going to go into the health part and the wellness part. And then you are also the perfect person to introduce the issue of promoting and advocating for women in the future. Uh, Oluchi, if you don't mind me calling you Oluchi, you said also that there's a story. Everyone has a story, and you want them to tell their story on your platform. Broken, Not Shattered is a platform designed to give hope to the hopeless, voice to the voiceless, and power to the powerless, but most importantly, to the flourishing of life. Tell us your story. We want to hear your story.
Okay, thank you for the platform, and you're really doing well. I love your patience, the fact that we got here through a lot of hurdles.
You're
Anyways,
welcome.
I'll go ahead to tell you my story. So, I am challenged with muscular dystrophy. Okay, muscular dystrophy is a health condition whereby your muscles, the person who is affected, has a lack in dystrophin in their muscles. It's said to be genetic or hereditary, as the case may be, but in some cases or in rare cases, it could be spontaneous, for which I think mine is spontaneous because there's no trace of that in my family.
Okay.
So I started noticing the symptoms when I was 12. Then I was in a boarding school. So I noticed that I began to find it slightly difficult to get up from a squatting position. You know, boarding school, we are being punished by our seniors. So
Right.
they will often tell us to ride Okada or squat, most of all this kind of difficult
Mhm.
exercises or difficult punishment that involves the pelvic muscles. So that was where I noticed that I started feeling a little bit, of difficulty doing it. But I just thought I was just being lazy or not as strong as my peers.
Right.
I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a physical disability. So gradually it progressed to getting up from the seats. I noticed that I usually don't get up like I used to. I started finding it difficult to get up. I don't get up fast, but you wouldn't even notice that there is a difference. But myself, I could tell that I'm just not able to get up the way I used to get up. So gradually it progressed to bending. When I bend down, I'm not able to um get up without holding my knees. One of my knees, I'll use it to lift myself up. Just like that, it continued, and the progression was not fast. Maybe interval of 2 3 years, it will
Wow.
it will result to another disability, another physical, another loss of our physical ability. So until we got to the extent that I can't even walk without holding somebody for support. So there used to
Wow.
be time in my undergraduate days, I used to fall down a lot at different, areas of my school when I'm going for lectures or coming back or going to church. I don't know if you can see me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. There's a
Can
network
you hear
challenge, but
me?
go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I would fall down and get up again. So in 2015, that was when I lost the ability to get up by myself when I fall down. So that's what muscular dystrophy does to its victim. But we are warriors. We don't call ourselves victims. We are warriors. We are just we just happen to be, you know differently abled. So is a progressive loss in the muscle mass whereby the person affected keeps losing physical abilities until they are not able to do anything again for themselves. So most warriors in this condition are not even able to walk. They lose their walking ability in their childhood or adolescent stage. You know, those who are able to make it maybe to early 20s. So mine, I would say mine is even a miracle that I can still walk. And I would also attribute that to the fact that I am very resilient. Most times, people would tell me to just forget about this walking and start using a wheelchair so that I would avoid falling down and all that. But I'll say that I prefer to fall down than to use a wheelchair because I
Wow.
noticed that the condition deteriorates much faster when just give up on a certain strength that you still have. So I'd rather
Mm.
keep doing it, and I've also asked God to help me to be able to keep doing it as long as I'm alive. I don't want to ever use a wheelchair.
Wow.
So that's my belief. Rather than getting worse, I will get better. I want my own story to be different. So that's what you know keeps me going. Yes.
Wow. This
So
is this is
in a nutshell, that's what my story is.
wow. This is very interesting. Dystrophy is so. From my own research, it says the genes. There's gene mutation.
Dystrophy. Dystrophy.
Trophy. Okay, dystrophy. Okay, so that's when the muscle, the genes in the cells begin to mutate, and as they continue to build, they're actually breaking down the ability to do what any other person can just do normally, right? So your
Yes.
muscles can't hold up your hands like this. When you, like you said, when you said you were 12, when you kneel, you can't stand up anymore. So basically, something as simple as combing your hair, which it needs requires muscles, is a challenge. Am I correct?
Exactly. I
You're
have
very
a shelf
fast.
that serves as my support. So I lean my hand, I lean my elbow on my shelf. It's tall enough, so I lean it on
Right.
my shelf to be able to do this makeup you see on my face or to style my hair. It's very difficult. I'm very slow with doing them, but I still get them done at the end of the day. So that's
Well,
what supports me. That's what helps me to be able to do
that
it,
is
even wearing my clothes and all that. Yeah.
well. With all due respect, your makeup looks extremely good. You look beautiful. I am so happy to hear that. In spite of everything,
Thank
you're
you.
decided. Thank you. You've
Thank you.
decided to keep on.
This is not a full makeup. This is not a full makeup. Oh. If I should
Nice.
put my full makeup, you will not even recognize me. You will not recognize me.
I
I just
like.
did a light makeup. I just did a light makeup.
Thank you. Okay. Next time we'll have you. We'll make sure you do a full makeup so that we can see your works completely. Oh my God, Oluchi, the
Yes,
mindset,
I was
the
covering
power.
up. That's why.
Sorry, don't worry. I like your mindset. Like my kids would say, the vibe. I like your vibe. Your energy is so positive, and it's so inspiring. Yeah, it's very refreshing.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to ask you a few questions
Thank
so you
you,
can
sir.
educate our audience further. Is there a cure for this? Is there a cure?
No cure. I wish there was a cure, but no cure yet. But in this my lifetime, there will be cure in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. There will
Amen.
be cure.
Amen.
Yes.
So obviously, well, where there is no cure, there is healing. And that is my mindset towards these things. Where there is no cure, there is always going to be healing. The power that God has given to
Yes.
us, and that He also commands, can heal any sickness and any disease, any mindset, anything. God can fix it. Like they will say in your neck of the woods, what God cannot fix does not exist, right?
Does not exist.
So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
so I'm in agreement with
Mm.
you. You fall regularly and you get up. Where did you get that mindset from? Because most people, when they try things in life and they fail in one area, they give up. But you have just told us again that you will fall regularly, you will fall off the bike, you will fall off motorcycle, you will fall on your face in high traffic, and still you have the mindset to get up. Where does this mindset actually come from?
There is something called grace, even though a lot of people now are doubting the existence of God. It's so unfortunate that people do not understand that there is divinity. We are not in this world by ourselves. That's my belief. you know. So if science could fix everything, why can't they fix this disease? Why can't they come up with cure for so many diseases out there? So God is able to do and undo. So it's the grace of God that I'm able to keep going. I just see myself motivated every day. I don't even feel, this thing that people say they are depressed or stuff like that. The only time I know that I was in a very I was in a very sad mood for a reasonable period of time was something personal. It wasn't even something really about muscular dystrophy. It was a personal thing, you know. So which I don't want to go into full details, but it was just a personal thing, personal experience I had that really weighed me down. So but I quickly got back up again and moved on with my life. Yeah, so muscular dystrophy really doesn't have much impact in my life in terms of motivation. I don't see myself as, in fact, I see myself as a very big asset because God compensated me a lot, and I'm not just the only one. People in my condition, usually our brain, it's superb. I'm not trying to make mouth or brag. No, I'm not being I'm not being braggadocious. I mean, what is it called? But the point is just that God compensated us for whatever we are lacking. So, and that's how I see myself. I'm a very good companion. I'm loaded with so much wisdom, and I just know how to lighten up a place anywhere I am. You can hardly find a dull moment around me. So all these things are part of my great qualities. So that is why muscular dystrophy hardly have a place it doesn't take a front seat, in fact. So rather, I like you said, I turned my lemon into lemonade. Yeah, because I began to share my story online, and a lot of people that their family had cursed them or thought that maybe they committed something abominable that made them to be in such a dark place. Many of them now began to say that, okay, it's not what their family is thinking. This is a girl who is also in the same condition, and she's living her life. So a lot of people, warriors, have reached out to me and tell me how my story inspires them and how they have now gotten up to start doing things for themselves.
Wow.
So that's just it. That's one thing about God. He just allows us to go through certain things so that we can become better. It's not because he's a wicked God, like some people would say, okay, why does God allow people to have disabilities, or why God, all those nonsense that people used to say. This place is earth. There is heaven. So if God should allow us to have everything, so what's the need of coming to heaven to be with him?
Mm,
Right? So, and there is the existence of devil who will always come to tamper what God has created. God creates everything
mm,
perfectly, but because he allowed devil to have some powers, devil will always want to come and destroy what he has created. He wants to come and, but God will still give you the grace to overcome that challenge. You understand? If only you can believe and trust in him. You get.
wow.
So that's just the way I see things. I'm just so confident that any day, anytime, God got me. You understand? So my
Like
prayer,
that.
my greatest desire is that whenever he calls me back, let me be with him. Let me make heaven. That's my greatest desire. Let me make heaven.
Amen.
So that's just it.
Well, you have already made heaven because your righteousness is in Christ Jesus.
Amen.
You already said it here, so heaven is definitely
In
bound.
Christ Jesus.
While you're here on earth, you will make an impact. You are here to inspire. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk to the Queen herself, and she might share about relationships. how she handles her social life. There's no dull moment with the queen. So I'm super excited to hear what she has. Stay tuned to Broken Not Shattered. My guest today is Oluchi,
Okay.
Queen Ideas, and we are really expressing the vibe. Broken Not Shattered, we're back. I am here with Oluchi,
Yeah.
Abuja, Nigeria. She is the digital marketing consultant, uh, uh, just a ball of energy, filled with relationships. But she also has a different ability. She struggles with muscular dystrophy, which is the breaking down of the cells of the muscles to the parts that the muscles don't cannot function and do anything. Despite of that challenge, Oluchi is still making an impact both nationally and globally. I actually saw your report on BBC. My team actually brought to my attention that yeah, there's a whole big write up of you on British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC), and we were able to get you, and you were able to answer to speak to us. And I know you don't go to every platform you see, so for you to honor our request, we are so humbled, and we're continuing to grow. And for our guests who are just tuning in for today for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Broken Not Shattered, on the BNS podcast. Like and also click on the notification button. So whenever you have inspirations like Oluchi, that you will be the first to partake and know what's going down. Madam, tell us about your social life, please. We are so curious to know. Everyone wants to know.
So, what exactly do you wish to know? Can you be more specific?
Are you in a relationship? How does it work? Are you dating? What are your aspirations? How does it work?
Um,
And if you don't want to talk about it,
okay,
that's
so
fine.
regarding my relationship status, I would prefer to keep it private.
I appreciate
Yes.
that.
So I let people assume. I'll prefer they should rather assume that, well, maybe she's in a relationship or maybe she's not in a relationship. You
Okay, that's fine.
understand? That's how
Go
I
for it.
want it for now.
What kind of
Yes. No,
what
but
kind of
in terms of my experience with
Go ahead. Go ahead.
what kind of what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, in terms of my yeah, in terms of my past relationship experience, I've had a lot of will I say disappointment. Yeah, I started having suitors quite early, and I used to be in a relationship that lasted for so many years. Then when I was in university, because of that, it affected my social life because my fiance then, I'll call him my fiance because he had met my parents. He was interested in getting married, but yeah, he wasn't yet financially fit because he was still in school. He was still an undergraduate and under the care of his parents. So the relationship I had with him made me to be too how do I put it, too private. So he was that kind of person that I couldn't just smile with a guy. You get, he would feel like that
Something's
guy
wrong. Mhm.
is going to come after me and all that. So he really he overprotected me all throughout our relationship, all throughout my university days till I graduated. So I met him before I got admission, and till I graduated, we were together, until things happened, and I just moved on. So I decided to just stay away from relationship, even though every now and then I might just do one or two dating and still keep to myself, you know. So my point is just that most people do not agree with how I wanted the relationship to be. Yeah. So and on the other hand, some persons when they get to know about my condition, they just stay away. So I began to be upfront about it to tell them because there was also this guy from my hometown. He had already even made it public on social media how much he loved me, what. and I was head over heels for him, that time until he came physically to, we didn't stay in the same state. So he came to see me where I was residing, and we met at I think KFC or so, one of those fast food shop. So when he saw me and we hugged and sat down and started to talk. So I opened up and told him about my condition, and there and then, sorry, there and then he told me that he cannot walk. You understand? I was so shattered, to be honest. I was so heartbroken, and it took a while to get over him. So since then I have been upfront about it. I tell people ahead of time. Because when you look at me, most times even people who see me physically, when I'm standing, I'm not walking, they just assume they don't know that there's something wrong until maybe they see me walk. From my gait, you might notice. Even sometimes people will still think I'm just doing guy. You understand? They don't know that even somebody on wheelchair may have stronger stamina than I do. Because a
Wow.
little push or a little, sometimes I just lose my balance and I fall down. So that's when they will not get to know. They will not get to know that something is wrong. Yeah. So that's how my relationship has been. I just it's not been easy at all. But yes, these days so many people come to profess love to me online, how much they can. In fact, some of them would say they want to marry me outrightly. Do you get? But I know that many of them are just trying to take advantage. So
Right.
I just most times I just
Wow.
tell them that I'm not interested. Or I just tell them that maybe when I get to know them better, depending when I look at the person's profile, I'll be able to know, okay, is this one, this is what it's about. So I might just go ahead and just tell the person that sorry, I'm not interested. Or I'll just tell the person that when I get to know him better. And men, when they don't have good intentions and you tell them when you get to know them better, they will just backslide. You
That's right.
understand? They want the one that you say yes, yes, yes. You agree to come and visit them or they come and visit you, that kind of a thing. And I don't give them that chance. So
Wow.
that's a little
That's
about
that's
or a
that's
lot
very
about the relationship.
that's very
Yeah.
very interesting. But I know you said that when that thing happened to you, you were completely broken. But the fact that you were broken does not mean you were shattered. That's why you're on this platform, and you've been very inspiring to a lot of our audience who are definitely going to be watching this afterwards to see how much you've been able to pick up and keep on moving in spite of all the challenges and the different ability that you happen to encounter, which is apparently is by birth. So it was not something that you did. It's just God has a plan and a purpose for your life. Uh, there are a lot of warriors like you who are warring, and we on Broken Not Shattered are actually supporting you and your entire team of warriors all over the world. Let's just bring this to an end. We have a couple more minutes and we're going to wrap up the show. Um, what is your, let me, before I forget, what is your Instagram handle so people can, go see what you're doing out there?
Queen Ideas, the same handle, the same name on my video right now. Queen
Queen Ideas.
Ideas.
Okay.
That's my Instagram handle. Queen
So it's
Ideas.
at,
Queen
at
and then
Queen Ideas.
Ideas.
Yes.
Yes.
At Queen Ideas. Okay. So if you want to find out more about Oluchi,
Yes, sir. At Queen
all her great
Ideas.
work, please take out time. Go to at Queen Ideas on Instagram, and you see the great work she has done. And you can even see a little bit of what she did with the BBC, which I found very, very interesting. Um, I want to encourage you and inspire you that aspiration that you've had to speak at TEDx will surely come to pass in the name of Jesus Christ. You will be a voice that people will
Amen.
and bring life back into them. You have inspired me today just listening to you. And I want to believe that my audience who are also watching will get some inspiration listening to your story, the challenges that you've faced, and how you've been able to overcome those challenges in spite of everything. Oluchi, thank you for making out time to be with us today. In spite of all the technical challenges we had in the background, we are able to accomplish this show. And I promise this will not be your last time, hopefully, on Broken Not Shattered. I want to give you the last word. Say whatever you want to say, inspire someone, encourage someone. This is your platform. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so whatever it is you think your situation is, just know that there is an advantage to every disadvantage. It's up to you to discover it, embrace it, and share it with the world. You never can know who you will inspire. That's it.
Wow.
Keep striving
Thank
with
you.
your talents, you will succeed.
Awesome. Thank you again, the Queen herself. Well, Queen Ideas. If you want to find out more about Oluchi, my guest
Thank you,
today,
sir, for having
please
me.
check us out. No problem. Check her out on at Queen Ideas on Instagram. Um, my dear, it was definitely a pleasure meeting you for the first time, and hopefully I'll stay in touch with you. My team will get my information across to you. Okay? Take care and have a blessed day. Wow, that was powerful in every sense of the word. My guest today has been an inspiration to me, and I hope she has also been an inspiration to you. No matter what life throws at you, please pick it up and make the best out of it. There is something that is inside of you. You have the power to prevail in spite of all the challenges. And overcoming is who you are. You are definitely an overcomer. Thank you for joining us today on Broken Not Shattered. This is your host, Ike Wibley. In our famous three words, peace, love, and more grace. We'll see you the same time next week on this great show. And thank you for all your support.